I guess I'd like to talk about how all of our politicians are just out of touch, and we can look at Mitt Romney with his statements that he doesn't care about the poor. Now, some people say, well, that's taken out of context. Later on, he said he would fill the holes that people fall through. Yet his positions on the social issues say otherwise. He has supported and proposed slashing Medicare and Social Security and cutting estate taxes and all these things that help the rich but don't help the poor. So I think the only way that things are going to change is if we help Bernie Sanders sign the petition, and let's get the amendment to get money out of politics. Let's stop Citizens United and overturn it, and maybe eventually we'll get some average folks running for office. Thank you.
Working with Wilma on the
this past week, the governor of Indiana gave a rebuttal to the president's State of the Union speech, in which he gave kudos to Steve Jobs for being such a great job creator with his company Apple Computer. If you go and read about it, however, you'll find that, yes, Steve Jobs has created about 750,000 jobs. 43,000 of them are U.S. jobs, and 700,000 of them are Chinese jobs. And there are a number of reasons for this, not the least of which is there are substantial tax advantages to moving your manufacturing company offshore. One of those is that the government gives you a substantial tax break for the cost of moving. Another one is that all the profits that you earn offshore are completely tax-free until you repatriate that money back to this country. And of course, most of the companies sit around waiting for their lobbyists to talk to their favorite congressman into giving them a tax cut holiday so they can all move it back at a fraction of what they would normally pay taxes on. Another reason why all the jobs are moving to China is because the people who work in Chinese factories not only work for really low wages, but that's only a microscopic portion of the story. They also have very few laws governing their working conditions. Not only can they work them as many hours as they want to, any time of the day or night, they can even have just-in-time workers that bed down in a warehouse next door, and then whenever it's convenient for the manufacturing facility, they go wake those people up and put them to work until they drop and send them back to bed. So if they get in the middle of the night word that Apple Computer wants some device out by next week, they get those people up at 3 o'clock in the morning, put them to work till the job's done, put them back in the warehouse. Another thing is that all of in countries like China, there are very few environmental laws. So if you have toxic refuse from your manufacturing facility, you can just go and dump it in the nearby lake or in the ditch, the drainage ditch that runs behind your factory, and wherever it goes, that's where it goes. The United States needs to enact trade policies that build a level playing field so that countries do not have economic incentives to move somewhere where these laws that we require in the United States that are necessary for the public good and public health and worker safety, that we can't, it's not economically advantageous to move your factory to countries like that. Thanks very much, have a good day, and overturn Citizens United.
I'm Allison, and I'm part of the 99%, but we like to be good to the whole country, including everybody. Anyway, I was just talking to Janetta about the couple of articles. We're all worried about the Citizens United opinion and the effect it's having.
Sorry.
Hello, how are you, Jim? It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm being recorded right now, so... Yeah.
Joyce? Is that Joyce?
Right. Yeah, Tom has got his camera.
That's Allison.
So anyway, okay. Anyway, we're discussing the Citizens United ruling and what we should do to get money, great big money, out of politics, essentially. And it's there are a couple of articles published in Truthout. One of them, the title is kind of say it all. One of them's Constitutional Amendment Not Needed. Congress already has a remedy. A lot of people are suggesting we get a constitutional amendment to declare that corporations are not people, therefore, we can regulate the money they spend on our elections. The other article is also online at Truthout. The problem with Citizens United is not corporate personhood. So these are a couple of important points. There's fairly long articles, but they're really worth reading, especially if you're thinking we need to be working on passing an amendment. I remember the attempts to pass the
ERA?
Yeah, the Equal Rights Amendment, thank you. And, that was back in the 70s. It was introduced and it passed both houses, House and Senate, and was ratified by several states, and then it kind of lost steam, and we still happen to have about 5 states that are kind of never going to do it. Passing an amendment is a real difficult thing, and there is an alternative, and as they say, Congress already has a remedy, so if we just worked on Congress, hard enough, but better than doing an amendment. So let's think about that. Thank you.
And I have something to add about that too. Along the same line, are you ready? Along the same lines of thinking is that the Constitution has already given Congress the power to regulate campaign spending from its inception, and some people feel that the Supreme Court may have overstepped its power when it made a decision on that, and that public interest was not taken into consideration as the harm done to the public outweighing the free speech that was provided in that decision. So if there's a shorter way than the long, difficult route of a constitutional amendment, perhaps there are solutions just in the Congress that would be a lot more streamlined and attainable. So.
Hello, I'm David Jenkins. I've been a member of the Occupy Friday Harbor almost from the beginning, and I've written a book of poetry. It's very strong, it's very liberal. It's meant to show our justifiable anger at what is going on, as well as the hope that if we all work together, we can change things. So it's available at the bookstores here. It's available at lulu.com, and it will be available at amazon.com shortly. So I hope you take a look at it and see, maybe you might enjoy some of what's inside it.
And
Thank you.
Say the title again.
Oh, it's 99 Psalms of Protest.
And it's lulu.com?
Yes. Yes. Lulu.
Okay, all right.
Thanks, Tom.